Hey guys, this is Brian Newman from Psalm 16 Ministry. We're doing an installment of Let's Talk Shalom. So, on the 10th, one of the biggest names, probably one of the first names in the Hebrew Roots movement, passed away. His name was Brad Scott. I met Brad once or twice. I have a picture with him. Super sweet guy, nice guy, good hearted, great sense of humor, very humble, which is hard to find in this movement. Especially the more knowledge people get, the less humble they become usually. But Brad traveled the world, like Australia, Africa, teaching Torah, and far, far more humble than the people who learned it last week or on Facebook preaching. So I think Brad's always a really good example of what to be when you get really educated and when you do this for a living and you travel the world doing it and you're successful in ministry like he was. How to be humble and kind and down to earth and friendly and be known but not be a celebrity. So I really liked him a lot, and the example he was for people that are kind of up and coming in this whole thing. And he had a brain tumor and he passed away on the 10th, which is a very tragic thing, of course. And I'll post the link below for his ministry site. I think they're still taking donations. If you guys want to donate for his family, I'll post it below as Wild Branch Ministry. A lot of people worked with him, so this was all around genuine people. And so he'll be very missed, and pray for his family and people in his ministry, and for someone to rise up and fill that spot that's kind of a void now. And when people pass away, especially people that are well known, something peculiar is always timing. And especially when there's like a rash of people that suddenly pass away at the same time that were very well known, especially the righteous people. They're very well known. Or if they're wicked people, very well known. It can mean two things. If there's a rash of wicked people passing away, that's usually the result of God's judgment. That's during the judgment. And if you suddenly see the righteous passing away, the righteous are passing, that's usually a prelude to God's judgment. And I base it upon Isaiah chapter 57, verse 1, where it says the righteous perish to spare them the evil days ahead. Because I wondered, with everything going on in the country, like, we need good people like Brad. We need the good people with wisdom and discernment and education and experience. We need them now more than ever. So why are they being taken away right before the critical juncture when they are most needed? I know, like, David Wilkerson passed away, John Paul Jackson passed away, of course Brad Scott passed away, Billy Graham passed away. I mean, there were, in the past 2 or 3 years, so many people that are what the country needed that aren't here anymore. And taking consideration, if you look at the kings of the Bible, those who really loved their nation were always taken before something tragic happened to it. So they went around to witness that and to feel the pain of that and to experience that. And if things were happening to the people they love, their children or grandchildren were going to experience this traumatic thing in the nation, they were taken away to go sleep with their fathers, as the saying goes, to be buried with their ancestors before this tragic thing happened. So when we're losing our best people suddenly and kind of all together, I think that's a sign of something coming on the nation. And it's that Isaiah chapter 57 verse 1 says, righteous perish to spare them the evil of the days ahead. And there's a national application to that of things are probably going to get really bad. And God didn't want them to see that. It's an act of mercy. It's like a reward. That they don't have to see that and see their children and grandchildren go through that or live through that experience. There's also a personal application of that, which is that sometimes if you had lived longer, something more tragic, more painful, more drawn out would have happened. And sometimes people get sick, and we pray for them to continue, and they do. and sometimes they've reached the limit of the suffering God has appointed for them, and God just doesn't want to hurt anymore. So I have compassion. Sometimes He just doesn't want to see them hurt anymore. So He takes them away, and they've wrapped up their affairs, and they've given us everything they were meant to give us. They had a certain amount of things to teach, to say, a certain amount of good deeds to do, and they completed their mission, and they did everything their mission that could be done in the time they're allotted, and He takes them home. And that's, I think, another reason why sometimes the really good people die kind of soon, is because they didn't need the extra time. Like, they were on it. They did it. They did everything they're meant to do quickly and efficiently, and they woke up every day and did their kingdom business. And they didn't have to have the 30 or 40 extra years to finally get around to it, to dabble in the kingdom business. They did the kingdom business. They did everything had to be done, and they went to be with Messiah. And it's sad to us in our perspective and our side of things, but on the kingdom side, God knows what's waiting on them, which is, no more suffering, no more pain, no more worry, no more anxiety. So it's on His side, it's a reward. On our side, it's tragic. And on His side too, He sees the future. He knows what they would have went through, and He knows what this country is going to go through right before their eyes. It's like that Batman movie where Bane takes over the city, and so Bane wants to torture Batman. So he puts him in a prison cell and makes him watch the city he loved, Gotham, rip itself apart. It was very telling of like Seattle and Antifa, but Batman had to watch what was happening in the city he loved and cared about and fought for, and that was a terrible thing for him to go through. But the people that pass that we love sometimes, if they really, really care about the church and the kingdom and the nation and the people, sometimes God will take them early to spare them having to see that kind of thing. So pray for the family, of course, and just pray for the nation. It's in a real mess right now, and I think this is like a harbinger of what's going to come, how bad it's going to be. That God didn't want some of His favorite people to see it, the people that really cared. So, and also pray for the all the faith movement, especially the Hebrew Roots movement and the Christian community, because we lost some of our best people a few days ago. So hope that gives you guys some perspective, some things to think about. But it's Isaiah chapter 57 verse 1. And you read it and think about it and pray about it, and maybe put in the comments what you think about it. And you got $5 or $10 you can spare, maybe contribute to the Brad's family's ministry expense. I'll put the website link under the video here. And be good to each other. All right, shalom, everybody.